afternoon. Welcome to I'm Just Saying with NJ. Tonight's panelists are Tracy Stern, who was an international plus model who now flips houses. Check out her amazing before and afters on her website and social media channels. We have Tiffany Buckley, a technical representative for Leviton Manufacturing, holds a master's degree in education and a bachelor's in English, single and lives by the motto, love me or leave me alone. Shannon Huskinson, a Virginia local working in a creative space involved in aspects from set design to merchandise managing. As a mentor, she shows youth the importance of understanding their self worth, intentional decision making, and respecting others in communication, including healthy conflict. She lives her life not just to model fashion, but to inspire and encourage others to be comfortable in their uniqueness and confident in their purpose. And Phil John, a New York born actor who has appeared in numerous television commercials, including ads for Burger King, Church's Chicken, Intel, MVP Healthcare, Service America, and Comcast. He received honorable mention backstage for his performance in the 2010 New York International Fringe Festival and rave reviews from New York theater critic Michael Rydell. Phil serves as a mentor to young people interested in the acting business and continues to work between New York, Los Angeles, Toronto, and Atlanta. And our host for this evening, NJ.
Good evening, everyone. It's your host, NJ, for another episode of I'm Just Saying. I'd like to thank my panelists for joining me on today, Tiffany, Shannon, Phil, and Tracy. Now, those of you the first time watching, I'm just saying, I need you to like us on Facebook and subscribe to my new YouTube channel. Okay, we're gonna, my topic today is, how could you say you my friend if you still rock with my enemy? I'm just saying. So before we get into our topic for today, I want to talk a little bit with my panelists. So my first question to you is, what is your definition of loyalty? Anyone you can answer first.
Well, I'll go ahead and jump on in there. My definition of loyalty is, especially between friends, is being there when times are good, when times are bad. When my chips are down, I'm there to help lift you up. And when your chips are down, I'm going to do the same. I think loyalty is the difference between when a relationship or a friendship is you just met, you're getting to know each other. The loyalty is when you start seeing maybe some imperfections, some flaws, some situations happen that are uncomfortable, and you're still there for one another. I think that's what loyalty is.
I agree.
I'll
pop it. Oh, go ahead, Phil.
No. I think that loyalty for me is like just kind of really it's honesty, and it's people who have your back 100%, similar to what Shannon was saying. But at the same time, I think it's even deeper than that. I mean, loyalty to me is like your confidant, the person who has your back no matter what. You know, there are a lot of people who I feel like they change like the wind, and depending on if it benefits them, even if it's not benefiting you, or even if it could potentially benefit you, will you still be loyal? You know, will you still be a part of my circle? And that's to me, it goes even deeper than that, because even if there's nothing for you to get out of it, are you still going to be loyal to me?
It has for me, it's a lot to do with integrity. So if you're loyal, your integrity is high. If you say, Nisha, I would say the same thing to your face that I would say behind your back. And to me, that's what loyalty is. So it's basically an unconditional friendship, trust, the integrity of knowing that whomever you're dealing with has your back, and literally in the sense of like, they will never say to your face what they would never say, they wouldn't say behind your, did I say that right? They would,
they would never say behind your back.
You know what I mean? I mean? But yeah, I think loyalty and integrity are completely intertwined in that one.
Tiffany?
I was gonna say pretty much everything that everyone said, especially what Phil said. When it's deeper than what's on the surface. Definitely having their back 100%, and not just having their back, just being able to just be there. Period. Whether I need you or I say, you know what, I don't need you at this point, but still just showing that regardless, that you'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just deeper.
So would you say loyalty is a deal breaker for you when it comes to friendship?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Friends,
Yeah.
family.
Fact.
Right.
Fact.
Right.
No,
Facts.
it's not a deal breaker. It's just a leash maker.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
That's a good way to put
Yeah.
it.
And because I have as many, I don't know, many people who follow me. I have a very broad background, and I have a lot of different circles of people that I'm affiliated with, or that I socialize with, or I work with, or whatever. And basically, it's kind of that mentality of, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
And when it comes to loyalty, if your loyalty is shown that you are not loyal to me, it just means that your leash is put on, and there's only a certain amount of access you're going to have to me, to my life, to my business. But there may still be a purpose that you serve in my life, in my circle, in my business. It just means that the way I viewed you, the way I trusted you, the way I spoke to you, the way I included you is going to now shift. So it's not a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
Kind of a transition from confidant to non-confidant type of thing.
Yeah.
Just basically, you're here with me now, or you're, with me, without me. With me, without me. Anyway.
And I also think that people, you can, sometimes it's a gut feeling, and you can see how people treat other people that can tell you whether or not that person can be loyal. Because if this is supposed to be, if you've known someone 5 years longer than you've known me, and then you come to me and I know the details of their life, you're gonna do the same thing to me. And I'm also careful about people who tell their own business. Because if you tell your business, you're gonna tell mine.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That's a good way to look at it.
Conversation, Phil, though.
That's
Huh?
So
So it makes for a great conversation.
we talked about loyalty, and we looked at the different perspectives of loyalty and what it means in a relationship. When does a friendship end? A lot of times we find ourselves holding on to relationships longer than we're supposed to. Some friends are a short time, and some are long term, a lifetime. And we find ourselves making sometimes people in our lives a part of our lives longer than they should have. So when to you is a good reason or a good time to end a relationship? It doesn't mean you don't like them anymore. It doesn't mean you have a problem or issue, but when does the friendship end?
I'm going to say when the loyalty ends. Once you've shown that you had no loyalty to me, what's the purpose of us to continue to have that relationship? Like you said, we can be acquaintances. I can see you, I can speak to you, but we don't have to share that space.
So you're saying when loyalty ends, our friendship ends.
Yes.
Annie?
I think when trust is broken in a fashion where it can't be repaired, because sometimes trust, or maybe one or the other person may feel betrayed by an action, and it can be overcome. It can be talked out, it could be communicated, forgiveness, that sort of thing. But sometimes things occur where there's kind of no coming back from. And I think for me, those are the moments where a friendship ends. Like you said, the relationship, you might still like them, you might still communicate with them, but that tight knit, that closeness is no longer there.
Tracy?
For me, when it becomes more work than a reward.
Mm.
You
Good.
know,
Good.
when you have a friendship, and I've had a couple of them where it's exhausting, where I don't look forward to speaking with them or seeing
Facts.
them. When it becomes that kind of energy, it's not a healthy relationship anymore, and it's time to
Right.
just sever ties.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
I agree.
so.
I'm just saying.
That helps me too.
I
Phil?
totally agree.
If you're
No,
watching and that happened to you, I'm just saying.
no, no. I agree with Tracy, and I think for me, yeah, when it becomes exhausting, and when it becomes uneasy, like I think that any kind of, whether it's a intimate relationship or friendship, it should be real easy, right? The minute it becomes work, it's way too much for me.
Yeah.
And the minute I'm not comfortable, I lean very heavily on my intuition, okay, and my discernment. So the minute there's that little voice in my ear that's saying like this is going to go left quickly, you can ignore it, but it can go left quickly. And I don't want that day to come where I look back and say, damn, I always knew,
Right.
you know?
Every
Yeah.
So just,
horror movie
That's
starts
good.
that way.
mhm, it's the truth. And it can be a horror film.
It's a
Trust me.
fine line
I lived
between
it.
sane and crazy. I'm just saying.
True.
I'm just saying.
That's
So when it
Yep.
comes to friendships, we have our friendships, and then with friends, you don't always agree. And there's times in a friendship slash relationship, there's a disagreement. And my question to you is, are you the type of person that easily forgives, or are you the person that holds grudges? And it's hard to let it go when you feel like a person has wronged you. I'm just
I,
saying.
can I take this one?
Yes.
I think that for me, it's a matter of intention. If you're my friend, me and you can have an argument, but whatever I know that you're saying to me, I know that I know deep down that your love for me is there. If I get into an argument with you and I can sense that that shit is real, and I know that the intention is to hurt me in some way, and we can always feel it. We can always
yeah.
feel it. If we have an argument, there are plenty of friends where I've had disagreements with, but I know that the disagreement was done in love. I would because we would never do anything or say anything that would disrespect or dishonor each other. But then if I have um, an argument with someone or a disagreement with someone, and I feel like the intention is malicious, then we have a problem. Then it's done. And when I'm done, I'm done.
So you done.
Done.
Tracy.
Um, I had a friend who basically we had mutual acquaintances, and one mutual acquaintance stabbed her in the back, did her wrong. And because her friendship meant more to me than this acquaintance did, and this acquaintance didn't really serve a purpose in my life, I was like, I'm done. I'm on your side. I got your back on this one. I'm your friend. Whatever you need. I unfriended them. I separated myself from them, etc. And then while down the road, a similar situation happened to me. Another acquaintance of ours, except on the other side, stabbed me in the back. And this person is a people pleaser. And with people pleasers, it's very hard to trust them because when their integrity, when they're pushed up against a wall, they're 99% of the time going to cave because they're trying to please whomever they're speaking to. They're non-confrontational. They have no backbone, in my opinion. A lot of people pleasers they cave under that pressure of confrontation. And when it came time for this person to have my back, in this respect that this person hurt my family. So it wasn't just me. It went deeper than that. They hurt my family. They betrayed us in a sense. And this person was like, well, I was like, all right, we're done. I can't. I don't hold grudges. I refuse to hold grudges. I don't have that kind of energy in me. It's easier for me to just pretend you never existed in the first place, delete all your photos from Facebook.
Can the
and move
church
on.
say amen?
I mean,
Amen.
honestly, one
Amen.
less person at my funeral ain't gonna make me feel bad.
How about that? How about that?
I'm just saying, Nisha.
I'm just saying.
No, that's the God. That's the gospel truth.
Oh no.
Tiffany.
I'm gonna say it does take me a minute to forgive. I'm not saying like it'll take years, but I'm saying like I can't just automatically forgive the situation. I will take time to think on it, to process it before, but I mean I will forgive. I don't hold grudges either. Like Tracy said, like there's no reason to put that energy in holding a grudge. It is what it is. We either friends or not, and I'm not gonna lose sleep like you're not. So I mean I can forgive. I definitely can't hold a grudge.
Shannon.
So I don't think I'm a grudge holder because, like Tracy said, like I feel like it's too much energy. I'm mad, and then I'm expending energy being mad about something for what X amount of time or X amount of days when I could be focusing that energy somewhere else. So I'm not necessarily a grudge holder, but like Tiffany, I don't necessarily forgive like that. I have to process what transpired, and sometimes I need to understand. I kind of try to maybe think, what were they thinking about when A, B, C, D happened? And so a lot of the times I end up having a conversation and just trying to understand their point of view and also share where I am. So we're eye level, we know what's going on, and either we come to an understanding with each other or we don't. But either way, on my part, forgiveness is going to happen just because I don't have time to focus on that.
Right.
I got stuff to do.
And you can forgive somebody and not have to deal with them. Like you could forgive the situation, but I don't have to come to you and tell you that I forgive you. And sometimes it's not even about holding a grudge. I'm just clear and aware. Ladies, it's almost like if you've been wearing a pair of shoes all day and it's hurting your feet. It's that feeling where that moment you come home and you take off them shoes.
You kick them.
That relief, that like it's over. That's the feeling you get.
But you're right, Phil. You're right.
I think
it's more the bra off than the shoes off. I mean, girls and ladies,
right?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying the shoes I can wear all day. Yes,
baby.
Look,
I didn't want to.
I don't know nothing about that life. Okay.
I think it's for me.
Blushing? I think Phil's blushing.
Forgiveness for me, it's a part of me, but it's a process part of me because it depends on what the situation is.
Right.
Other things, some things I can just forgive you right away, but then there's those things that it's going to take me some time. But eventually we're gonna get there because I believe that I don't want anybody to have more control over my space and my atmosphere and how I feel more than me.
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't want to. If Phil did something that really hurt me, it might take me a couple of days to get over it. But then when I'm over it, I'm the person that's really over it because a lot of times. We as individuals will say we are over a thing, but we're not over it. It's like the sore that we put a Band-Aid on. As soon as you touch it, then you still feel the pain.
Yeah.
But the sore hasn't been healed on the inside, even though you don't see a scab anymore on the out. And so I think we as individuals, though, need to be more real about our feelings in situations, because I think if we can be real about it, it'll help us conquer it and get over it faster.
Yeah.
Instead of lying and saying, "Yo, I'm good," and then as soon as you see her or see him, you be like, we start making the faces and we start giving the looks. and our whole attitude and mood swing changes because that person entered the room. Because I've been around people where the mention of another person's name changed a person's attitude, and that's just
Whole demeanor.
whole demeanor.
Yeah.
They not even there. You just mentioned their name. They
Yeah.
like, so
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
But I think communication also plays a big part in that, because if I did something to Nisha and Nisha then told me, because sometimes people can do things and they're not even aware of it.
Absolutely.
So it depends. So if you bring it to me and I'm very apologetic, then it's like, wow. But if I'm not apologetic about it, that's something totally different.
And that's why I say I think that communication piece, like you said, just coming to a level playing ground. Where are you? What was your thought process? What were your intentions? Because that's really the bottom line to it all. What were your intentions when this occurred? This is how it made me feel. This is where I'm at with it, and what's going on in the between. And I think that's you have to be adults enough to come to the table with it.
It's a thin line when it comes to friendships, because if we are friends, there's some things you should know.
True.
There shouldn't be a question. If Tracy is my friend, she should know if she says something to me that it offended me, because I know Nisha.
Right.
I agree.
And as my friend, though,
Okay, so
she feels like if you came to me and you hurt my feelings and you know it, I think it's both of our responsibility to make it right. Not just the person that did the offending, but also the person that got offended, because Tracy could have been just joking and I just was having a day and took it personal. So I still should be able to say, Tracy, you know what? I didn't like what you said. You hurt my feelings.
Right.
Well, and I think we as a society, and I see this with my kids a lot, is we tend to get mad at people for reasons that they have no idea.
Correct.
And I'm always telling them, I'm like, you can't get mad at them for doing something or saying something if you've never expressed to them in the first place that was an issue for you. Because we tend to hold people accountable for stuff like, you can't get mad when I didn't know that what I was doing was wrong.
Right.
And so that's part of that communication thing, is just making sure that, but here's the thing too. I've had friends who unfriended me on social media, and these are friends that stayed in my house. They needed a place to live and I allowed them into my home, and these are friends and all of a sudden they're gone. And I had to think to myself, do I care enough to know why? Do I really care enough to chase them down and be like, why'd you unfriend me? Like, no, I didn't give a damn. I was like, okay, clearly God is clearing my path for someone more worthy
That's
of my
the
time.
gospel. And the gospel, right?
It's
right. Someone did some tie cutting for you.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just discovering that. I'm just learning that.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of us are like, oh, what did I do? I need to know. And then sometimes, there's this great peace that kind of comes over you when you sit back and you go, clearly that person's not in my life for a reason. And whether they removed them or I removed them, I'm not less of a person, and my life is not hurting because of it. So, oh, yay, you saved me from having to do it, clearly.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When it comes to me with social media, I'm no good. So if you cut me off of social media, I probably won't know until a year later.
Exactly.
I believe all of that.
Exactly.
And people take that so seriously, though.
Right.
Like people don't watch how many times they're liking their status.
And
Yeah.
then I would know if somebody would have to be like, so when the last time you heard from Tiffany? You seen her on Facebook? I'd be like, you know what? I did. I haven't seen her on Facebook. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna find out. So you're not gonna hurt my feelings if you delete me on social media. Because if you 5-10 years later, I'll be like, oh, so we not friends?
That's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Look, I'm still part of the millennial crew over here. That's our life, y'all. Instagram.
That's true.
I mean, that's just real for me. Like, you not hurting my feelings. So if you be like, I deleted her, she get on my nerves, I deleted her. It's a bit so. I still got 5,000 people on there, so I don't know.
Right.
Right.
I got a wait list.
I don't even know where you deleted me.
She said she has a
Oh,
wait
we're on the
list.
list now.
I'm probably gonna be like, oh, so that's why I was able to add some more friends because you I'm just saying.
True.
But I said we got a wait list, man. I got a wait list. Please clear the page for me, and then
That's right.
Right.
move you right over. Accept.
That's
Accept.
right.
Yeah.
Release,
And
accept.
once, and keep in mind, once you delete, you won't be added back
Right.
under no
Gotcha.
circumstances.
Look.
You can
Yeah.
follow me on my fan page though at the Kirby.
Yeah, because you just became a fan. Absolutely.
Woo!
Yeah.
I just started deleting people recently
Mhm.
off my Facebook page. And when I was deleting them, so I'm not very good. Everybody knows I'm not very good with social media.
No.
So I was like, so if I delete a person, no, after I deleted a whole bunch of people, right? I said, do you know when I'm deleting you? They was
Did you really ask that?
I said, do they know when I'm deleting them? And then she replied, and I was like, well, it don't matter anyway. They still delete it. I ain't taking it back. I'm grown. Like, if I don't want you on my page, I can just delete you. But I just was like, oh, I just started going through the dots, like hitting them.
But you know what, Nisha, you won't imagine how personal people take that, like a delete. That's personal. It's crazy.
That's just like with the likes. I just said to someone the other day, I said, I can post a picture and get 100 likes, but truthfully, out of the 100 likes, maybe 55 of them don't even really like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of correct.
That's true.
So it's just a matter of, you just have to know the difference especially when it comes to social media. Majority of the people that's on there, they're just following you to find out what's going on in your life. They want to see what's happening, but they're not really truly your friends. So for someone to take something serious that happens on social media, that may take a little counseling, because social media is not even real life for a lot of people.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely
I deleted somebody because she one of them I deleted because she kept asking me. She was persistent about me with her page, and she said she likes the stuff on my page, but I never liked the stuff on her page.
So was this a friend or a fan?
This is deleted. She's deleted. So I don't know which
She's neither.
So when you're gonna, first of all, we're not gonna argue about my page, and you're not gonna tell me to like something.
Yeah.
Right.
And I explained to her, I'm not really on social media. Most of the things that happen on social media for me, somebody else does. And when I do go on social media, it's for me on my page. I'm not looking at anybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't want you to, and I explained to her, don't take it personal. The only time I go to other people's page, like even Tiffany's my cousin, and I don't go on her page unless she says, Nisha, go on my page. And then I'm gonna go, then I'll go. You tell me to go, then I'll go.
Yeah.
But just to go on her page,
Yeah.
that's just not me, and it's nothing personal.
Right.
But to me, if you're gonna keep bringing it up, you're making it personal. So how about this?
Yeah.
Boom. So we don't have to like nothing.
That's right.
Don't even worry about it.
I on my page, and I can continue to not like nothing on yours.
Yeah.
I only cyber stalk the cute guys. The rest of them,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So my next question to you is, have you ever been in a position where you've asked one of your friends to not associate or be around another friend because of your disagreement or your no longer friendship with that individual? I'm just saying.
Can I?
You have asked, yes.
Yep. Right
Tracy.
here.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, that same scenario that I told you guys about earlier. She basically, when I had her back, and it was not even, she didn't even have to ask me, because in my world, that's what a true friend does, is they have your back. You shouldn't have to go to them and ask them can you please, walk behind me and catch any knives that, you don't have to do that. It's
Right.
an automatic when you're with somebody,
Right.
friends. And when this person, I explained to them the situation and how this person, they were brought into my house. They ate dinner with my family, my children, and then they had the audacity to criticize me in a public forum. They stabbed me in the back, and they used my generosity and my friendship in an attempt against me. And I explained it to this person who was supposedly my friend. And I'm like, why are you still like, to me, it's an automatic. Like, they're an acquaintance of yours. I'm supposedly a friend of yours. There shouldn't be a question of where your loyalty lies. But then again, this person was a people pleaser and didn't like confrontation. So for that, she refused to unfriend the person or not be their friend because she didn't have the balls to basically explain to them her position as to why. And so our connection, the friendship that I had thought that we had was a complete manifestation of my own because it was a complete one-sided relationship. And at that point, I was pretty much done. But I did ask her, like, why are you still friends with that person? Why are you still allowing them into your life when you know what they did hurt me on such a level? And so that person is no longer in my life.
Tiffany?
Neither one. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I've never done that. I've never asked them because it's pretty much based on their judgment. I just feel like I shouldn't have to tell you that. That's a given. But I do give you that space to make that decision.
Sharon?
Well, like, wait a minute. Now I think I have a different stance on this. I have friends who have other friends that I've had negative or we didn't mesh well. We didn't go well together. Tried, didn't go well. I was like, nah. So that was talked about, and they remained friends. And in my opinion, I feel like as long as, and vice versa, because I've been in connection and buddies with people that I've had friends that did not mesh well. They didn't mesh well together.
Mm-hmm.
My stance on that is, first off, when it comes to my friend, we're not gonna badmouth. We're not gonna do none of that. And I'm gonna let you know that this is where we are. My relationship is based on you and what we do together, however, whatever that looks like. But we're not going to discredit, bring down any of that. My friend, that's not gonna happen. But
That's
I feel
loyalty.
like, right. I feel like we can have relationships with other people that don't necessarily fit well together, and it still be a solid relationship without compromising friendship. But it's just a matter of being able to stand up when those circumstances happen and have your friends back when something is going a little left, and making sure, hey, this is what it is. This is what it won't be. And this is how we're going to move forward. And if you're not okay with that, then we don't have to continue rocking together. But that's my usual standpoint on when it comes to relationships regarding my friends.
Phil?
Well, I'll say this. I've been in the industry for a while, and I find that it's very difficult. Well, one of the misconceptions that I've had coming into the business is that people actually liked each other, and it was based on and Nisha and Tiffany can are witnesses to this. When I came into the industry, everybody was family. I came in with everybody's. It's each one teach one.
Right.
The further I got into it, I realized that nobody really liked each other, and that there's no. If you're blessed with a couple of friends, when friends really good friends, you're good. But most people have their own agenda. So if you're friends with somebody, and say like there's another friend that maybe did you really dirty, that friend, depending on who that friend that did you dirty, is that friend, that other friend may not connect. They won't cut them off because they still feel like that person could benefit their career in some way. So it's kind of like, you know, there is no loyalty because everyone's only loyal to themselves.
Well, in
I
your
do
business, especially.
absolutely,
Yeah.
totally.
Yep.
But that was a rude awakening for me because I couldn't understand that. Because there's no way that I know if somebody's hating on me and you're friends with them, that my name never comes up in conversation between you two. There's no way you can tell me that. I don't believe that. There's
So,
always. Go
but
ahead.
back to my question is, have you ever asked someone?
I never asked because I feel like it should be a given.
That's what I said.
It should be a given. If
Mhm.
if I know if I know somebody's hating on Nisha, and I know this person don't like Nisha and will try to do anything to take Nisha down, why the hell am I going to be friends with them if y'all stop talking?
Mm-hmm.
And my
Right.
loyalty is to you.
Correct.
Shannon.
So,
Mhm.
So my question is, have you ever asked?
No. Mm-mm.
so, hey, Nisha. So
Yeah.
I actually, most recently on Facebook, for anyone who's a friend of mine on my Facebook page, and I completely forgot about this because it's just a part of my life that we're just going through the process. But I'm getting a divorce, and a lot of my friends, my personal friends, are also on his friend page. And I found out that there was a leak in my circle. So there was information, there was whatever. And not that it's top secret, but my business is my business. And I found out because he would use it against me in an argument, or he would try and get the upper hand, or he would try and play the game like, oh,
Yeah.
I know something about you, and that kind of nonsense. And I finally realized, I'm like, okay, there's a fox in the hen house. There's somebody in my circle I can't trust.
Mhm.
I need to weed them out. And so I put a blanket statement on Facebook asking, not so much asking my friends, but it was more of a statement that that was like, look, it's come to this point, and I hate to have to put people in this position, but you are going to have to take a side, because right now I need to know who I can trust,
Right.
because my livelihood, my children's livelihoods, their sanity, my sanity, and there's, and in a divorce, there's going to always be one
Mhm.
party that is not playing fair.
Mhm.
And there's always one party that wants to throw you under the bus, kind of
Yeah.
deal. And so yeah, I actually have put that statement out to ask my friends, and it was really interesting to see the responses that I got privately from certain people that I was like, oh wow, they weren't even on my radar. And
Wow.
I got, I got this message from them, and I was like, oh, so I need to pay more attention to you, because clearly
Mhm.
when I needed you, you have my back. And I wasn't aware that maybe I'm not reciprocating that, because they weren't actually in my radar for
Mhm.
having my, that level of loyalty. So
Wow.
yeah, most recently it was a blanket statement to all, however many people on my page, was like, yeah, you need to pick, because he is my enemy ultimately right now.
And I would have to say, Phil said it earlier, that aspect of discernment is very real.
Yeah.
I'm more so of a people person, like Nisha mentioned earlier. I'm probably the quietest of the bunch, but
Ain't no
it's
probably. Out of these four people I got on this
ain't
panel,
no probably.
you are the quietest.
And I'm okay with that because I watch people. I'm a people watcher, and that lets me know who I can move with in certain ways. If I can't rock with you as a confidant, I'm not rocking with you as a confidant, and it's just going to be what it is. And I think, for me at least, like Tracy mentioned, you have to know who is who. Something my goddad likes to say a lot is know your rabbit, know who you're dealing with,
Mhm.
know your surroundings, and move accordingly. And I
Right.
think that's what's most important. Friendship, acquaintance, buddy, whatever the relationship is, know your rabbit, move accordingly.
So dealing with our topic for today is, how could you be my best friend
Mhm.
and you still rock with my enemy?
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
There's no way. There's no
Nope.
way.
You're not my best friend.
Correct.
Nope.
Right.
I mean,
We may need to adjust the name.
it's really that
Right.
simple.
Right.
Like Tiffany said, you might have to do some adjusting.
Right.
That's okay.
They're not your friend. Maybe an acquaintance, but not a friend.
Hmm.
Not a friend.
Now, mind
So,
you,
so what makes them not a friend? Because I don't want to not talk to somebody because you're not talking to them.
so
It's
Nisha,
than that. Go
with
ahead.
Phil, okay, so I've been in a very similar industry as Phil. And if my best friend is rocking with my enemy, that would be a conversation for me to have with them and for me to say, what is the payoff?
Hmm.
What are you getting out of that relationship? And if we can have an honest conversation with her, like, look, Tracy, like, honestly, Barbara has got a hookup in the industry that I need.
Right.
And so between me and you, my best
Right.
friend, we're
Right.
on the same page. I need to keep my frenemy at a distance. I need to keep them in my circle because I need something that they have. They serve a purpose. They have something that I need. And that's
Right.
really the only, and as long as there's like that honesty of me understanding why
Yeah.
that person's still in their life,
Yeah.
then then they obviously will still be my best friend. But if they can't give me a legitimate reason as to
Correct.
why that person is around, like a payoff, then I have to assume that there's something there that I can't trust them about.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then that's where that wall goes up and that leash goes on, and
Mhm.
they go at arm's length, because then if they can't give me a legitimate reason why that person's in their life other than, well, they're just, I like them, or some stupid like
Yeah.
non
Yeah.
purposeful, like, well, they're fun and we do drugs, I don't know, whatever, like, no, there's gotta be a payoff. There's gotta be a payoff.
Now we
Even
do
if
Yeah.
drugs
it's a
together,
legitimate
Tracy. What?
payoff, we can still be friends. But if
I
it's
can respect that.
Right.
Phil,
yeah,
But yeah,
my
that's where I'm
circle's
at.
been a little weird lately, Nisha. I'm sorry. My circle's been a little more
I
colorful
can
than yours.
respect that.
Phil, what you gotta say on it?
Yeah.
What was the question? I'm sorry. What's the question again? Repeat it. I
How could
was
you
into
be
Tracy was hitting.
how could you be my best friend and you still rock with my enemy?
Oh, I feel like I agree with everything Tracy said. Like it has to be a payoff for me. Like it has to be a reason. And once you give me that reason, I can respect that. But just because you want to be with them because you don't you have to be liked. Like the minute I
Yeah.
find out that you're a person who like needs to be liked, I can't rock
Yeah.
with you.
Facts.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
People pleasing.
if the crowd is loving me today, you loving me. The minute the crowd switches, you're gonna
Right.
switch with the crowd. So
Right.
no, we're not best friends. Because my best friends know me. My
Tiffany?
best friends. I'm sorry.
Go
No.
ahead. Go ahead, Phil.
Phil, finish your
No, I
sentence.
was just saying my friends know what to do and what not to do.
Correct.
I don't have to even. It's not even a question.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I was gonna say it goes back full circle to what we talked about in the beginning. If you are allowing yourself to continue to be friends with my enemy, did you have loyalty to me in the first place? You know what I mean? It goes back to loyalty. Like I said, I'm definitely not one of those people to tell you, oh, you can't be her friend because I'm not her friend anymore. You know what I mean? Me and her may have
Right.
had a falling out, and maybe you two are still cool, but it's still based on the loyalty that you have with me. Because if I decided this person is no longer my friend, something had to happen
Mhm.
major for me to say, you know what, I'm cutting that person off. So it's just a matter of, do you really do have loyalty toward me, that you're gonna look at the situation, really process it, and say, you know what, if Tiffany's not that person friend anymore, maybe I need to back off. Because just like Phil said, at the end of the day, there's no one-sided conversation. If there's a conversation, you're saying something too.
Mhm.
Yeah. And can I just interject one thing? Because this just came to me. Like, if we look at things from a spiritual perspective, like even biblically, Christ knew what disciples was going to betray him. He
Right.
even said it. You're going to betray me. You're going to doubt me. He knew his own crew
Right.
was going to do something.
Right.
And I don't know if you're familiar with A Course in Miracles, There's a book called Course in Miracles, and A Course in Miracles say, like, when you forgive somebody, you're not only supposed to forgive them, but you also supposed to wish them well.
Yeah.
You know, pray for the best for them.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
I love you, Phil.
I'm not there yet.
Smack you.
I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
That's honesty, Phil.
I'm
That's
just
real.
saying.
Right. Say what? Say hi. I'm just saying.
I'm
Mhm.
just saying. I'm not there.
Phil,
He said,
Phil,
I'm just
I
saying.
gotta say,
I'm not there yet. Okay.
I
Shannon.
have said that in the past that like the best therapy for someone who's burned you is for you to turn around and just be like, I pray that your life and you get I mean, I do it on the dating sites all the time, is when someone comes at me, like, because I'm on these dating apps, and it's hysterical because you can tell the ones that have like issues with the cheerleader rejecting them in high school. You know, like 30 years later, like the pretty girl rejected them, so like they come at me in the groups when I don't talk to them or whatever. And my whole thing is like, I wish you the best. And there is nothing better or sweeter in that realm than just like, as even if you don't even mean it, just to say it, it's so cathartic. I mean, Phil, you should really give it a try sometime. Just be like,
Lacey, you are taking me out.
yeah. So, seriously, Phil, I need you to do that next time, and then send me a message and just be like, "Yo, Tracy, that was so much fun."
It works.
Oh my God.
It got to be something to it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I will say this when it comes to best friends and rocking with, you know, how can you be my best friend, rock with my enemy? I feel like every relationship should serve a purpose in your life. And with that being said, when that purpose isn't being served, it's time to move on. You have your friends, you have your best friend, and let's say a relationship that you have, in, you know, mutual acquainted relationship that you guys have goes way left for them. Again, like Tracy and Phil said, if that relationship is serving a purpose, then we're moving forward. And any conversation coming up is deaded. We're not going, no, that's not what we're doing. That's not what this is about. Don't even, but I think that goes back to what Tiffany was mentioning, that loyalty. Are you going to be willing to step up and shut it down where it concerns basically your family? That's how I see best friends. I see friends as family, and I'm shutting it down. I don't care who you are. I don't care how close we are, close or not. I don't care. When it comes to family, I'm shutting it down. That's period, point blank. And when a relationship is no longer serving a purpose, whatever that purpose may be, it could be professional, it could be personal, it could be whatever that, it could be emotional, or romantic, whatever that is. When it's not serving that purpose anymore, it's time to move on. I truly believe when you know who you're dealing with, you know how to walk accordingly, and that's what you have to do. Period. I'm just saying.
So as far as me and my best friend, most people would think we are opposites. So I am slower to respond because I'm going to think about my response. She is quicker to respond because she's not going to think about it. She's going to think about it afterwards. And so if I have an issue with a person, I don't have to say to her, all I got to do is say, we ain't rocking no more, or we not talking no more, or we not like that no more. If I say any of those words, then as far as she's concerned, then it goes for both of us. Mm-hmm. And she's going to make it clear and obvious that you not rocking with her, you not rocking with me. So don't even act like we friends because we not friends, because she's going to make it clear. It's not going to be no questions about how she feels about it. Now, when it comes to me, I handle things a little bit different. And so if she has an issue with an individual, I'm not going to not rock with, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to, we're not hanging out. We're not calling each other. We will
Right.
be cordial, but that's all it could be. If I seen them and they spoke to me, I'd say hi and I would keep it going. It vice versa with her. They say hi, she gonna be like, who she talking to? So so she gonna have her response is gonna be a little bit different from mine. But at the end of the day, we not hanging out with people. We're not so she was having something and one of her friends wanted to invite another friend that I wasn't really fond of. So she told her friend, you can't invite her. And if you got a problem with it, then you don't come either.
Facts.
And
And that's okay.
it wasn't a discussion, it wasn't a negotiation. It was
Right.
this is what it is because it's my party.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And she don't rock with my friend.
Right.
So I'm not going to ever put my friend
Yeah.
in an uncomfortable situation
Yeah.
because of your friend. She not my
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
so I think
I
it
agree.
is about loyalties, and I also think certain things we shouldn't have to say if you're really my friend.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a way to handle everything. Because
Yeah.
one would say, well, you can't tell me who to speak to just because you're not speaking to them or you got a problem with them. That's why you're not my best friend.
Right. Right. Right.
That's why we only say what's up and keep it going.
Right.
That's why you was one of the people I deleted.
Right.
You know, I'm just saying.
That's why you didn't come to my
Yeah.
Christmas party.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's important we take time and really like this whole month we've been dealing with friendships. I think you really need to take time and really look at the people that you have around you.
Facts.
And another, take time and realize who you call a friend.
Amen.
That's right there.
We throw that title around, I think, too much.
Yeah.
Everybody is my friend, my friend, my friend. This is my friend. This is my friend. This is my friend. But are they really
Right.
your
Well,
friend?
acquaintance just takes too long to say.
But I
But
don't
we honestly have more of those than we have friends.
right.
That's true.
Mhm.
Well, and anyone that's in a business like Nisha, you have something that people want. They want to be a part of what you do. Phil,
Correct.
same thing with you. Tiffany, same thing. Like we all have people in our circles or a fan base. I know I have a fan base. And when someone new comes into my fan base, they're automatically put into like a Facebook friends jail, for example. Like they get put aside in a little box.
You got
And
a
I watch
probation
them, I
period.
monitor them, and I see what their general purpose is. Like I have people that come to my page and they hit on me and they're in my DM and they're like, and I understand what their purpose is. I understand why they're there. And therefore I know how to respond to them. I know how to treat them and I know where to keep them.
Correct.
I have very few people that I do consider friends that I can literally, if I get drunk with you, you are a good friend of mine.
That's right.
Because
Yeah.
it is a different personality and there are
Yep.
different
Yeah.
judgments made when I am under the influence of alcohol, and I don't get drunk
Yeah.
very often. So if you are out there watching this and we've gotten drunk, like I'm talking about where there's stuff that could be used in blackmail, then you are a friend. Like that's
Right.
how
There's
you
a level
know
of trust there.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you come from a background like mine or many of ours who are in the production industry or have any kind of visible presence on social media, we have to be very careful of who we associate ourselves with because what we do can and will be held against us if it happens in the wrong circle.
Yep.
So I think all of us here, really, really understand that term friend. And if those watching don't, you need to gauge it and see if push comes to shove, who's going to help you get success and keep success, and who wants to destroy it? And then you're going to kind of know where you need to put people.
But I think words, for me, even preparing this month for these segments, it made me myself sit down and think. And now I have to start categorizing and
Rising.
who goes where.
Yeah.
Because there's power in what I say.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've made a decision to watch even who I call friend, because everybody's not my friend.
Correct.
So just because I could just be like, you're my friend. But I don't have to say, and it doesn't have to be nasty or disrespectful. You just haven't made that space in my life.
Yeah.
Have an argument. Or it's not that I don't like you, but you're just not. You're an associate. I'm getting to know you. You haven't been pushed over to that side yet. So I can say, when I introduce people, I can say, Tiffany, this is Phil. Phil, this is Tiffany. I don't have to say, Tiffany, this is my friend Phil, if he's not really my friend.
Right.
So I'm just taking upon myself to watch what I speak and who I call what.
Right.
That's important.
Everybody doesn't deserve even that title.
Right.
Everybody doesn't even deserve that title.
Period.
And it's so funny because, it's funny now that me and Nisha have talked off and on about different things that she's working on in different productions. And I know that there's two sides of Nisha. There's Nisha that is a person that you can really talk about. And when she's off the clock. If you're her friend, when she's off the clock. And at the same time, when she's on the clock, she's a different person. If you're her friend, you kind of fall in suit. So I know that when you're on the clock, nothing is to be taken personal. You need to practice like you play. And this is about getting the job done. But at the same time, when she's off the clock, it's completely different. She laughs. Because years ago, it's been years. Back in the day, I didn't even think Nisha liked me at all. So I can say now.
Why you have to put the camera on that one?
That
if you are friends with somebody, you know them in different phases, and I know that if me and Tracy go out, we have a drink, and she gets wasted. That's not something I'm going to bring into a professional setting. You know what I mean? I just won't do it because it's inappropriate. So but people who want to
So Shannon, let me just clear this up. You know why I feel it? Because when Phil met me, we went in a business zone. So when I did business. So it was no laughing, no joking, no play.
We were doing a play. It was a play.
So
we know you won't joke.
So the only time we talked was when it came to lines. If we ain't have no lines, we don't know what to say.
It won't no conversation.
It wasn't no conversation.
Oh God.
And it wasn't personal, but
and then years later, she's like, "Hey Phil, I want you to. We need to talk." I'm like, "What? You want to do business with me?" I'm kidding.
But then he saw me laughing with Tiffany and them. But that's my cousin.
Yeah.
So that was different. So it was when we were business, and when we not business, then we not business.
Yeah,
right.
I'll be focused. So let me clear it up.
But there's money on the line.
I'll be getting deals.
It was, and believe it or not, we were getting paid back then, and we were young.
We were young. We was traveling the 7 cities.
Yes, we was.
About the tri-state area of New York.
Yes, we was.
We was doing it.
I was making it happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but that's my time. I don't even have time to take no messages from social media. I'm so sorry. But I want to give my panelists a final opportunity to say something. Tell them where they can find you on social media, and tell them if you got anything going on social media. So we're going to start with you first, Tiffany.
I do not have anything going on right now, but you can find me on Instagram at Bucky79, also on Facebook as well under my name.
Shannon?
I'll go next. Not a lot going on currently, but you can find me on Instagram at Shannon Sonora and Facebook under my name, Shannon Huskinson.
Tracy?
So I always have something going on.
I was about to say, you better not say you don't got nothing going on. You always got something going on.
Follow me. Basically, my handle across all social media is the Curvy Flipper. CurvyFlipper, the Curvy Flipper. So you can find me on Instagram, YouTube. You can find me on Facebook. Follow me. You'll see everything that I'm up to. Instagram is my number one source for information. But yeah, you can just the Curvy Flipper. That's where you'll find everything going on.
Phil?
And I'm at the Real Phil John on Instagram. You can look at me. I'm on IMDb, Phil John. And I'm currently working on a couple of scripts that I'm working on. I just wrote a television pilot. I'm in the process of working on a children's book to educate kids on dementia and elderly with dementia. And that's about it, and see where it goes. I never stop working.
No, you don't.
Men don't work, don't eat.
Yeah.
So please like us, continue to like us on Facebook. Follow NJ Productions Inc. on Instagram. Continue to tell a friend, and please share this video. Subscribe to my new YouTube channel. And last but not least, I will see you again next week, the same time at 5 o'clock. It's your host, NJ, and I'm just saying. Bye-bye.
Bye.